All right, tax base. So when we talk about tax base, this is what is the value of what I am selling that is subject to tax. So it's typically the amount of the sales price without any deduction for the cost of goods sold, interest paid, or other expenses or transportation. Doesn't mean freight is always taxable. It just means all of my inbound costs are what goes into my sales price. Once I have that tax base defined, just as we talked about earlier about separately stating my taxable and non-taxable components. So if I have that washing machine with delivery, I want to make sure that I separately state that delivery charge so I can evaluate the taxability of that separately. Once you have that tax base, then you're going to look for exemptions, exclusions, and deductions. Talked about a lot of those just a minute ago with exemptions. So some things that you want to think about that could adjust or impact your tax base: bad debts. If you are selling on a credit basis, on an accrual basis, and reporting on an accrual basis, those bad debts on taxable sales are likely deductible. Discounts that happen with the sale. There's a sale at the store. I'm going to go and I'm going to buy a new shirt. There's a 20% sale. I'm going to pay tax on that 80%. Things that happen after the sale, like a rebate, those typically do not reduce the tax base. Most states allow a trade-in deduction. I'm buying a new car. I'm trading in my old car. I'm going to pay tax on the net. Freight and transportation out. This is the charge to my customer. If the retailer is charging it, then I'm going to look at how is it being delivered, my own truck or common carrier? Is it FOB origin or FOB destination? Is it strictly my freight charge, or do I have some markup on there? Do I have some handling charges? All of that is going to impact the taxability of the freight. Installation, probably about half the states tax it. Again, you want to make sure you separately state it. Your interest, finance, and carrying charges are typically exempt as long as they are separately stated. Refunds and returns, you want to make sure that you are refunding the tax that was originally charged in the right jurisdiction and at the right rate. And then other taxes and license fees, excise taxes, things like that, those could be included in the tax base. Usually if they are imposed on the seller, they are included. If they are imposed on the transaction, they typically are not.